Friday night upon us again, long weekend, and for lots of folks, that means it's a great night to head to the movies or curl up in front of one on the television. Joining us tonight to talk about some of the newest offerings, we are always happy to welcome CTV Film Critic Richard Crouse to the program. Thanks for speaking with us tonight, Richard.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So let's head to the theaters first with a movie called Roofman. We'll take a quick look.
We all like going back in time and imagining how things could have gone differently. Like, what if I made different choices? Would I have ended up here?
Okay, so this is based on a true story, right, Richard?
It is, and it's one of those stranger than fiction true stories. It's the story of Jeff Manchester, who was an Army veteran. He comes home to the United States, and he's kind of cut loose. There's not a lot of opportunity for him. His family is falling apart. So he uses the training he got in the Army to start a new career as a criminal. He becomes a thief who robs McDonald's restaurants. He comes in through the roof, which is why they call him Roofman. And he figures if he does 45 of these robberies, he has enough money to get a car, get a house, get his life back in order, and then go straight. So he does 45 of them. Unfortunately, on the 45th one, he gets arrested, goes to jail, and missing his children, he decides to break out. And it's a wild breakout, but the wild part of the story is yet to come. He ends up living for about 8 months, hidden inside a Toys R Us store. And apparently this is all true. Now, that's really when the movie starts to find its legs. It was a true crime drama. Now it turns into a little bit of farce and a little bit of, stranger than fiction storytelling. Yeah. And then there's a romance that comes on top. And what you have here is a bunch of elements that are like puzzle pieces that don't quite fit together, although Channing Tatum and his innate likability really goes a long way to saving this movie. But I wanted just a stronger story from it, even though it's based on a true story. But it's called Roofman, and it's in theaters right now.
Still interesting to see unique pieces coming together. It's something original.
Absolutely.
For a change, right? Okay, next up, a familiar and popular story, a new offering here. Let's take a look at Tron Ares.
I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier.
Okay, am I right to think this is some kind of a cautionary tale about AI? Is that what we're seeing here?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Hollywood and their fear of AI taking everyone's jobs is really manifesting itself in a lot of movies these days. You'll see a lot of AI storylines, usually not all that favorable toward the AI, and that's what you have here in Tron Ares. It's been 15 years since the last Tron film. In this one, you've got two warring CEOs of big tech companies. One is evil and wants to use AI to create soldiers that cannot be killed, and they're smarter than everybody else and all that stuff. And the other one is on the side of the angel. She wants to use technology for good. That brings them into conflict, and in the middle of this conflict is a soldier named Ares, played by Jared Leto, who is AI, but finds his humanity. He wants to be like Pinocchio and become a real boy. That's the storyline. The story here doesn't matter that much because it's just a vehicle to give us some extraordinary looking visuals. You've got a couple of incredible fight scenes and chase scenes and all that kind of thing, and a wicked score by 9 Inch Nails. So this movie is like 2.5 stars for the story, but 3.5 stars for the visuals and the music. It's called Tron Ares, and it's in theaters right now.
Perfect. And finally, here's one for the crowd staying at home. We'll take a look at John Candy, I Like Me. And this is on Prime.
Who are you?
I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog.
Gus Polinski, Polka King of the Midwest. Del Griffith, Director of Sales, Shower Curtain Ring Division.
John Candy, one of those iconic Canadians who makes you smile even before he says a word.
Absolutely, and you'll find yourself smiling a lot at this movie. It's a cradle to grave documentary in that it starts at the very beginning of his life, how he wanted to be an athlete, an injury scuttled that plan. It takes us through Second City, through SCTV, through his movie career, and all the way along, especially when we get into the SCTV years, you'll find that some of these clips, which are 40, 50 years old, can still make you laugh very much. John Candy was a very funny person. Then you've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Uncle Buck, and Splash, and all the other stuff. So it's a really good career retrospective. As you get to the end of the film, though, it turns a little bit more serious, and it profiles the anxiety that he felt and the clarity that he wanted to try and figure out where his career would go next. Unfortunately, we lost him 30 years ago, but John Candy, I Like Me, is a really good testament to someone who wanted to entertain, wanted to please people, and all these years later, even though he's not with us, his talent remains behind in movies like this. John Candy, I Like Me is on Prime Video right now. And
I heard I've heard some other people talking about how it exposes some insecurities we wouldn't expect about Mr. Candy. He didn't like people making fun of his weight, for one thing.
Well, it's extraordinary, the interviews that they show from the 80s and I guess early 90s, where it's a subject of conversation in these interviews, and it looks hurtful. He tries to blow it off and make jokes about it, but you can tell inside it's hurting him a little bit.
For sure. Richard, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time tonight, as always.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And to you too. Thanks.
CTV film critic Richard Crouse joining us tonight from Toronto with some thoughts on new movies just in time for the long weekend. Stay with us. Be right back.